How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and today is the 18th. It is Friday, and that means it is release day officially for the Lorcana TCG by Ravensburger Games. Now, for those of you who are wanting to play in the events this weekend at your local game store, I wanted to give you a quick tutorial of what you can do to start getting you ready for the event. And also, I have the Amber Amethyst deck that I'm going to bust open and take a look inside, see what's there, and then show you how to play the game. Now, the tutorial on this video will only be the simple gameplay of the characters, of the items, of the actions, and steps of the turn and how to win. There are so many other things to do in the game, you'll just have to discover those on your own. But without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the Lorcana Trading Card Game Starter, first chapter of Amber and Amethyst. Now, each one of these decks includes 2 foil cards and a 12-card booster pack. So, as you can see on the side here, it gives you the entire deck list that's in here, and also the box is so nice and shiny too. Like, you can tell it has that Disney feel about it already. So let's go ahead and open this up, and we will see what we get inside. And also, while I'm opening this up, if you like this video, please let me know. And please comment below and let me know what you're excited about for this new card game. All right, let's open this up here. We got the deck here. We'll bust into that in a minute. But let us go on ahead and open this up. And we have a little playmat here, which gives you the tracker. And, okay, so you can flip either way. They do have full mats, but this one basically gives you the whole thing of your deck, your discard, your inkwell, and your cards in play. So it's going to be similar to what you usually have for a trading card game like Magic the Gathering or World of Warcraft or anything like that. The inside here also has the counters you can use for damage that your characters will be taking throughout the game. And you have the little rule pamphlet right here, but we'll go over the rules for that in just a sec. Well, let's bust this pack open and see if we can get lucky with any of the enchanted cards. All right, so we have Sergeant Tibbs, the Courageous Cat. We have a Stitch, New Dog. Got Yzma, the Alchemist, which I really like that you're able to do some deck manipulation with her and the Dreamborn in general. We have Sudden Chill. We have Donald Duck strutting his stuff. We have Simba. We have You Have Forgotten Me. We have The Beast. We have Moana, Chosen by the Ocean. We have Lady Tremaine. We have Scar. And we have Tangle as the foil. And we have a piece of the puzzle here. I like it that games are going back to these extra things. It's not like the artwork that you have for Magic, but this one you get to piece together a bigger picture. Alright, so let's set that aside, and now let us open up this deck and show you what's inside, and then after that I will show you how to play this great game. Alright, so we have Ariel, we have Moana, which is the foil, we have Mickey Mouse, the Wayward Sorcerer, we have Cinderella, we have Hades, we have Hey Hey, we have Maximus, we got Mickey, we have Minnie, we got Stitch. Now, I do want to compliment on these decks. Usually, for some starters, you get like 1 of or 2 of a card. This tries to give you about as maximum of the cards you can get for here, but still get a diversity of the different cards you can get. We have Be Our Guest, which is a song. We have Control Your Temper. We have Hakuna Matata. We have Part of Your World. Dingle Hopper. We have one of my favorite villains in all of Disney, Dr. Facilier. There's 2 different versions you have, the Charlatan and the Agent Provocateur. The reason why I love this character real quick is because of 2 things. One, the movie's really, really good, and this was one of the most impactful endings to a villain. But also, Dr. Facilier is voiced by Keith David, who is undoubtedly one of my favorite voice actors and just one of my favorite actors in general. I would love to meet him sometime. We have Flotsam. We have Jafar, the Wicked Sorcerer. We have Jetsam. We have Rafiki. We have the Magic Brooms. We have Maleficent, the Sorceress. We have Olaf. We have Pascal. Rafiki again. Looks like they separated the Rafikis. They're just monkeying around. We have Sven. We have the Wardrobe. We have Yzma. And then we have friends on the other side. And so that is what we have in the deck. And now let me show you how to play this game using this deck. All right, now that we have our deck, let's go over how to play Lorcana. Now in this game, you are an illumineer that has access to all the characters, items, and actions from the wonderful world of Disney that you'll be bringing to life. Now, the objective of the game is to get your lore from 0 to 20 before your opponent does the same thing. Now, setup for the game is real simple. You have your deck of at least 60 cards, and in this deck you will have 2 different inks you'll be working with. So for this deck we have Amber and Amethyst. Now, once you have your deck shuffled up and good to go, you'll set it to the side. You will have your lore tracker down to 0, and then you will draw 7 cards from your deck. Now, you do have a chance to alter your deck or alter your hand by choosing any number of cards from your hand, putting them on the bottom of your deck, drawing that same number, and then reshuffling your deck. Once all players have done that, determine who goes first in the game. Now you can use rock, paper, scissors, flip a coin, roll a die, whatever you would like. But once you determine who goes first, then you can start gameplay. So let's say, for example, I'm going first because I never really get a chance to. So as the first player, I don't get to draw a card. But I get to play cards in my inkwell and put cards into play. Now, to put a card in your inkwell, any card with this symbol around it can be put into your inkwell. There are some cards that don't have that, and if they don't, unfortunately, they can't be used here, but you'll be able to use them in play later on. So let's say for this example, we're going to put Cinderella into the inkwell, and then we can exert that card for 1 ink. Now, any card you put in your inkwell, you do need to show your opponent to make sure they know that it has the inkwell symbol. So let's say we do that here, and then we play a Pascal. Now, each character card will have a cost, strength, and willpower. So in most card games like Power and Toughness, it'll determine how much it can deal and how much it can take before it goes to the discard pile. You will have any special text in the text box. So for in this case, Pascal has camouflage, which there's a lot of different keyword abilities in the game, and we can go over that at a different time. But I just want to show you how to get started in the game to get ready for your events this weekend. Finally, you have on the side here, you have how much lore that they can produce in the game when they quest. Now, a character can challenge another character as long as that character is exhausted or exerted, and you can have them quest to gain lore throughout the game. However, no matter what you do, once a character put into play, they cannot do anything until the beginning of your next turn because, well, you just use a bunch of fresh ink that brought them to life. With that, they can't really do anything until that ink dries, and it usually takes 1 turn for the ink to set in. So we played Pascal, we passed to our opponent puts 1 card into their inkwell, so then it'll be our turn. We will ready our cards, we will draw a card on the top of the deck, and then we go through the same thing again and being able to play cards to the inkwell, put cards into play, but now we'll get to do a little bit of something extra on this one. So let's say we have the Wardrobe go to the inkwell, and then we play Dr. Facilier to the field. Now, as you see, they have a special ability of Challenge 2, which gives them +2 when they challenge a character, and we'll go over that in just a sec. But since Pascal has now completely dried from the ink we used last turn, we can use Pascal to quest and gain 1 lore on our lore track. Now, with them being exerted, they can now be challenged, and let's go over how to do that. Okay, so to show you how to challenge a character, If a character is exerted, you are able to challenge them. So for example, we have Simba, the future king, and Yzma, the alchemist. We have Yzma who wants to challenge Simba. So what you will do is that you will exert your Yzma, and Yzma will challenge Simba, dealing 2 damage to their willpower, while Simba will do 1 damage back to Yzma's willpower. Now, unfortunately, Simba can only take 2 hits before they get put in the discard pile, so they would go, but Yzma would only have 1 damage put on her, and that damage will stay until either gets removed or they have taken enough damage to put them into the discard pile. Alright, now back to our regularly scheduled turn since I showed you how to challenge characters. So, our opponent played another card to the inkwell, didn't do much because they're having a dry inkwell. So we will go on ahead and ready our characters for this next turn. We'll draw a card, and we will go on ahead and we will have the wardrobe get put into the inkwell. Now, we do have a card called Friends on the other side. So with this card, we can do one of 2 things. We can either pay the cost, which is up here in the corner, or we can sing. Now, to sing, you would have a character that would cost 3 or more, or whatever it would be for the song. So for this one, it's 3 or more for the cost of the character, and they have to exert to be able to sing this song. Now, unfortunately, when a character comes into play first time, like fresh from the inkwell, they're not able to sing because they're still having to have their ink dry before that. But in this case, we do have 3 ink we can use, so you would just pay to 3, draw 2 cards from the action, and then this would go to the discard pile. And actions, no matter if they're songs or regular actions, go the exact same way. You pay the cost, you put them into the discard pile, and you do their effect. Now there is one more item that I can show you, and it's actually an item, and it's pretty good. Now the last type of card I can show you is your item cards. Now these are unlike character cards where items are able to be used as soon as they hit the field. So for example, we have the Dingle Hopper, which is a 1 cost item, and its ability is Straighten Hair, which you get to exert it to remove up to 1 damage from a chosen character. So for this example, we can use a Dingle Hopper, we can remove this 1 damage from Dr. Facilier, and then they will be able to challenge once again when their opponent has a character they can confront. Now that you know how to use your characters, your items, and your actions, you keep playing the game, passing the turn back and forth until either one player reaches their lore to 20 or a deck runs out of cards and the player is no longer able to draw. If that happens, the player that cannot draw will lose the game. But that is how you play Lorcana by Ravensburger. Well, there you have it. That is how to play Lorcana from Ravensburger Games. And like I said at the onset of this video, it is going to be a quick tutorial. I just wanted to show you how to use the characters, the items, and how to play actions, and how the turn would work in the game before you go and play in the Learn to Play events throughout the weekend. And any other time that you're going to play Lorcana, because the game's going to be out for a good while. But it's a really good TCG that is steeped in Disney lore, and the mechanics of it are really well done, and I can't wait to see how they expand upon these in the future. With the Learn to Play events, a lot of the stores are basically going, hey, buy the starter, you can purchase a few more booster packs at the end of the event that you're in, and start building up your collection. Then you can start figuring out what combinations of characters and what combinations of ink work very well together. If you have the chance, I would go with the Amethyst Amber one that I got because it has Dr. Facilier and the 7-drop is insane. Trust me, you're going to love it. But thank you so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everybody know the House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs. So until next time, everybody, stay safe and take care, my friends.